Welcome, everybody, to the Mullins Over Music Podcast, episode 62, with my friend Dylan Torre of Weeping Moon. You know what? Yes, Nuggy, with Dylan. You know him. Cool guy. Sorry, my cat wanted to say something. Say something, buddy. Okay, he didn't want to. But it's a great chat with Dylan. I was going to give you a description, but this was better. Enjoy the episode. I know Nuggy did. Welcome, everyone, to the Mullins Over Music Podcast. I'm your host, at least until AI takes over, Austin. And I'm here with my cat in my face and Dylan from Weeping Moon. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Oh, thanks for having me, Austin.
Well, as I told you like 30 seconds before the wow, okay. 30 seconds before the podcast began, we have our fun fact question. You know, you went through elementary school, middle school, high school, always getting up at the beginning of a new class and going, "Hi, my name is this, and I did. My fun fact is this," or "Here's what I did over the summer," or some random shit like that. So, clearly we haven't gone through summer yet, so I can't ask you what you did over summer break. But
Yeah.
give me a fun fact about yourself.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of it too, just because you preface it with like the school and everything.
Yeah.
I went to a private school and I had like probably like between like elementary and middle school, like very little kids in my class because it was part of like a church. So it was like a
Yeah.
private Christian school.
Okay.
So in middle school, I had no all throughout middle school, no more than five kids in the class, and all of them were the same kids. So they already knew me. So I didn't like get up and go, "Oh, this is me now." Like it literally was just, "What did you do this summer? What did you do that summer?" But so that's a little tidbit of a fun fact for that. But I guess
Okay.
I guess like people that just don't know me, and I feel like this is a very general umbrella. I'm a pretty big nerd. I'm super into Pokemon. I have been forever. I collect the cards. I play the card game. I play the video games. I've gone to regionals. I do card shows with my friend. He owns a business um, that he started like a year ago, and I did all the branding for it.
That's awesome.
Um, but yeah, like that franchise in general has like a pretty big chokehold on me. And then, I've always played like mostly card games when I was growing up, and then video games. I feel like everyone's just under that general umbrella of playing like their specific ones, but like I'm not like a casual gamer. Like I have to really like the game to be like I'm in it. Like
Yeah.
Halo, I replay all the time. Like I just sit on the the couch. I'm just like, what am I doing? Well, I guess I'm just gonna play Halo Infinite again, or I'm gonna open up the Master Chief Collection. Um, and I also am like really into not finishing a game.
Yeah, me too.
Like I love to take my time on the story, which is cool. Like everyone should. I don't think people should speed run. If that's their thing, cool. But I know that I still haven't finished Mario Odyssey, but I know how it goes. Like type of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, I don't even think I have my copy of Mario Odyssey.
Hey, you can
I
borrow
got
mine.
close to I got close to finishing it. I was like
Yeah.
on the moon or wherever the last level
Yeah,
is.
yeah, Dark Side or whatever it
Yeah.
is they call it. Yeah, I think well also like I think the fun thing about not finishing a game and like being like not part of like the common like I gotta finish this so nothing gets spoiled, blah blah blah, is that by the time the DLCs drop, I'm still finishing up the regular
Yeah.
game. So I get all of it at once. Like I don't have to wait the 3 months, the six
Yeah.
months nowadays. So I think that's like kind of the charm of never really putting it, all the way like playing it all the way through.
Yeah.
Because there's no waiting period now.
Oh yeah. I mean, the last game I think I actually finished was Hades 2.
No way.
And I'm still playing it because there's like all the little side stuff. that you can do at the end afterwards that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is pretty fun. And I mean, it's just such an easy game loop. I can play through a whole, run in 20 to 30 minutes and I won't
Yeah.
feel like I wasted my time.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Unlike
I
certain
love games with
people.
those little side quests too that you just like get lost in the game forever, you
Yeah.
know. And
Another
that's probably why
one,
I never finished one. Like
fair. Another one I play kind of semi often is The Binding of Isaac, just because I can hop in, I can do a run. It takes me maybe 10 minutes. I usually die. And then,
typically.
then it's over and I can go do whatever I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like those quick bite games too because I feel like again like with like playing Pokemon is like I can put it down whenever I want, you know.
Yeah.
Like I do a couple battles, I get lost on some side quests for a little bit and then I put it down, you
Oh,
know.
and now you can emulate Pokemon on your phone.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
mean,
I'm one of
emulation's
those
bad, but
purists.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I am one of those purists. I still have my Game Boy and my original copy of Gold that still works, and I'm actually really surprised about that.
Actually, I have over here, I got Pokemon. Well, you can't see it. Hold on. I have Pokemon Leaf Green right here, and then Emerald sitting in a DS over that direction.
You know what's funny? That Super Mario game that you have right there
Yep, Super Mario World.
is literally in I have this Game Boy Advance SP. It's literally in it right now because I was playing that.
It's a fun game. I mean, all the
Yeah.
Super Mario World games were fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I
Nothing like
remember
a good classic.
oh yeah, nothing like a good classic. I remember playing those and that was like my brother's favorite game. So we would always have to like fight over who was gonna play it at the time. It was always him. He was the older one, so you know.
You know what? That's fair. I
Yeah,
was always the older one, so I accept that.
yeah.
Okay. Well, now we've gotta go with our fun question, interesting question, funny question, whatever people like to call it. Just don't call it late for dinner. Uh, ooh, we got so many good ones. Let's see. Uh, okay, okay. What is the best thing that you've done on a whim? Ever?
Ooh, I feel like this is also a thing that people, if they don't know me, don't really know about. Back in 2021, well, it was like just after like the shutdown and everything like that. I got like my first job back from COVID. I was let go at my previous position just because I was getting paid too much, and they were like, "No, we're gonna take back the people that we can afford," because they were doing a bunch of budget cuts, etc. So
Oh yeah, that's how that
they
works.
downsized. Yeah, and then I got my first job, and I'm in a band, so I was like, "Hey, I got a tour," and they were like, "No, that's not good." And I was like, "Okay, well, I quit," because I literally like when I got the interview for it. I made them all aware that I needed time off, this, that, that, and they didn't approve it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm quitting because I have to do this tour, and because you guys already said that I was gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
This is when we went on tour with the Last and Seconds of Life back in 2021,
Yeah.
and on that tour, I was offered to tour manage some bands, and I was like, oh, cool, let me do that. So at that point forward, I never had like a quote unquote normal job anymore. So for the past 5 years, I've been tour managing. I sell merch for bands, and I do graphic design and like video work, etc. Video work's a little new, but um, that fun, cool thing that I did on a whim, for my band ended up being something that I am now doing for a career. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Um, that it kind of all fell into place like it should have. Sometimes it's hard, but I feel like anything you do on a whim, like, is out of passion and, the initial good for yourself that you need to do. So I felt like it was a big positive impact when I was like, well, I'm just going to quit and I have no idea what I'm going to do until I get back. And it ended up working out for me, you
Oh,
know?
well, it definitely did. Okay. Well, since we kind of already started talking about music, let's talk about I like to call this your origin story, like as if you're like a DC or Marvel superhero, get how it's like from childhood, your parents were murdered and then you became Batman. If that, you know, was music instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So take me all the way back. Take me all the way back as far as you want to. So,
Yeah.
you getting into music and then bring us all the way up to now.
Yeah. Um, I don't really know exactly what started. I know it started like this trend of music for me, in general, but I remember as a kid, music was always around. My uncles are actually they were in bands. And I thought that was pretty cool, but I never thought of it as something that like I would be doing as well. Um, they're no longer in bands, but my uncle does work in the music industry still, but um as far as it goes for like how I started this iteration, I guess, of like interest in music, because I know when I was younger, I would like hear my mom like put on a song that she liked, and I was like, oh, I love this. And it's like Patsy Cline, it's like something like crazy like that. Um, or like Jerry Lee Lewis and like stuff like that, where it's just like older music. And then
I mean, those
when
are
I was
great
younger,
though.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. When I was younger and I started like getting like more of my own personality, becoming aware as a person,
Yeah, absolutely.
um, I was really into rap music. That's like a fun fact that I
Okay.
feel like not a lot of people know, because like I do listen to rap, but I don't like make it like my identity. But like
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I was in to music when I was younger, I had to make it like my whole personality trait. I don't know why. Maybe it was just the people that I was around, but I would like buy like Lil Wayne t-shirts and like hats and stuff like that. And I was like I bought like these like crazy skate shoes and Osiris's, and I was like, oh, this is funny, and then I found myself only listening to like a select few of artists, and I was like, man, do I really like this, or do I just like these artists? And then my friend, when I was younger, he showed me Sleeping with Sirens and Asking Alexandria, and I was like, damn, this is really cool. Um, this was like when they both first started, and I wasn't like really into it yet, but I was like, damn, these are really cool.
Yeah.
Um, and then I heard Whitechapel, and I was like,
Hell
this is it. This is heavy music. I like heavy music.
yeah.
So that was like my turning point of like, making my, like weird, like rap origin. Well, like let's go back first before that, too, because like before that, like I was like at like a random CD shop. I think it was like a Best Buy or something. I don't remember 100%. And I
R.I.P. to
got,
CDs.
dude, right. I got a Subtitle Slipknot CD, and I always had that. And
Yeah.
then like I always like, being the younger brother, inherited a lot of my brother's stuff. So
Yeah.
like when he was like in this trend of like listening to like Panic at the Disco and AFI and like The Killers and like Nickelback and like all this other stuff, I inherited all of his CDs,
Yeah.
his shirts. Like I never got a new shirt as a kid. Like it was his old shirts, that I
Yeah.
just grew into. So like not being a poser of myself,
Yeah.
I would like look it up and I'd be like, this is cool. But this iteration of like who I am, I guess rather like more like towards the genres that I more prefer now, was probably closer into like getting into high school, because that was also my first time in public school. So it kind of like felt like, I had to like start over too,
Yeah.
going from like a private school to a public school for the first time. So going from that, um, like I obviously still listen to like a bunch of different genres and everything at the time, but I felt like again, like whatever interest I had, it had to be like my whole personality. So
Yeah.
I started like buying like all these band t-shirts. I bought this Whitechapel jersey. I got like this Mice Men shirt and all this other stuff. And then that
Those
just
jerseys
created,
were pretty sick back in the day, though.
dude, they were definitely not what they are today. There was a lot more, I felt like not just even like like the colors popped. There's a lot of
Yeah.
different color palettes. There's a lot of more out there designs, which I thought was cool, because like the whole part of like metal music in general is like to embrace one, community, and then two, individuality. Like, yeah, because you don't have to be like confined to whatever like status quo is. That's like a punk mentality too. Kind of going against the grain. And metal in general, in like an upbringing, is more of a statement. So having shirts that were that loud were a statement.
Yeah.
Um, I remember not being allowed to wear some of them to school, but
Yeah. Fair enough. Hey, I just pulled up Whitechapel's merch. They've still got some pretty colorful merch.
Whitechapel in particular has really cool because I feel like that genre of deathcore doesn't care about trends. And
No.
with that band having the legacy that they do, they cater to not only their new fans, but all of their fans.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a South Park looking shirt or pullover.
No way. I gotta look this up.
It's so sick. It's them as like tiny South Park or like their caricatures as tiny South Park characters as the mountains are on fire and Whitechapel is in the hold on, let me see if I can
Oh
share
my
it.
God, I see it.
Yeah,
I
you
see
see it?
it. That's
Dude, it's
so
so
funny.
sick.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like
I
that's
feel like
like
not enough
classic
bands do
deathcore.
that.
No, I feel like a Casey Strain does that though very well too.
Oh yeah.
That they keep kind of like true to like their MySpace days.
Yeah.
Um, which that again was like a whole rabbit hole of where I found a lot of these bands, was MySpace. So I think that just kind of goes hand in hand with like the culture of having South Park on a hoodie like this, and these crazy tie-dye t-shirts, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, South Park has had death metal on their show, so I feel
That's
like
true.
it works.
Yeah, I feel like
You
that's
know,
that couples well.
yeah, their Integrity Farms episode where uh who is it? Stan becomes the death metal singer.
Yeah, I thought that was like so left field, but at the same time, I just always think South Park is left field.
Yeah,
Anytime I sit down now, I'm just like, dude, I'm not even surprised.
yeah. It's like what would surprise the normal person, like who has never watched South Park before, doesn't phase anybody who's ever seen South Park. You're like, okay, that makes sense.
Dude, especially the new seasons, I'm just like, yep.
Yeah,
It's like, of course they're throwing this in there, like it's
yeah. I
just like on
mean,
brand for them.
what I don't even know what they're doing now. It's been a minute since I watched new South Park episodes. I watched their COVID specials, and I think that's the last time I actually sat down to watch something.
Yeah, those were crazy as well.
I
So
don't even know
yeah,
where to watch it now.
I think Paramount. I think it's on Paramount.
Okay, it's back on Paramount now.
Yeah, I remember them doing like a whole deal with them, um, and then they dropped the most ridiculous episode, which was the one where they deep faked Trump's face on a dude with a little penis.
That's great.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but and they like made fun of like the 60 minute that he did and everything,
Yeah,
which I think 60 minute, I could be wrong, also premieres on Paramount.
yeah,
So
I think it does.
yeah, so they kind of had this like weird like, is South Park already canceled? But like they signed like, I shit you not, it was like almost like $1 billion deal with having two seasons or something like that on Paramount. It was something ridiculous, and then
Yeah,
they
it was
started.
like a certain amount of seasons, a certain amount of like special, hour long and a half
Yeah,
specials, and then
yeah,
like three video games or something like that.
yeah. It was something ridiculous, but they signed it all with Paramount, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then immediately they dropped the first episode, and it was like shitting on the 60 minute and JD Vance and
Yeah.
like Trump and everything. And I was like, damn, this is South Park's back. I was
Oh yeah.
like,
Now they did release that game Snow Day, which is not
I
that
haven't
great.
played that. Did
See,
you? Did you?
I keep hearing it's not great. It's like a third person shooter, right? But
No
it's
way.
like it's like 3D South Park uh third person shooter that takes place after the other two games.
Huh.
It's
Might
very
as well just
great.
play the Fortnite skins. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. which do look sick.
Oh, always. They're
It
always
it almost brought me back to Fortnite just to buy one of those.
yeah.
I was
I
like,
was just gonna say the opposite. I was like, it doesn't really bring me like closer to playing that game. I've never played Fortnite.
no, okay,
I have it downloaded on my my Switch and my Xbox.
yeah,
I I just don't have like the like draw to battle royale games because I
that's
know
fair.
I'm bad at them. You know, like
Absolutely. Dude, I'm straight garbage at it. That's why I grabbed my little brother. He's like, he, he'll get battle royales left and right. I'm like, okay, take me to victory.
yeah, literally.
I'm like, I don't got time to lose a bunch. You go ahead and let me win. Get me my battle pass points or whatever.
That's the
Now
way to
they
do it. That's the hack.
Yeah, they did do a Simpsons like mini season where everything looked like in the Simpsons style. And I was like, this is sick. I
That's
would play
cool.
this. And then I
Yeah.
played it once. I died, and then I got mad, so I put it down. I was like, well, this is fucking stupid. You know what? I don't want to play this.
Me with any video game I'm bad at.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
nah. Except for like, I know I'm obviously tearing back to video games, but it's like I played like Dead Space as a kid,
Yeah.
and I don't know how I was good at that game because now I'm so trash. Like I played the remake and I was like, I'm gonna put this down for a little bit. It looked awesome. I love playing it, but it's like, I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna put this down.
That's like when I was younger, I was terrible at Dark Souls, but now I'm like halfway decent at it.
Yeah, that's a special type of person. Like,
Oh yeah. It takes a special amount of patience.
no, for sure, because I don't have that patience.
I've managed to grow it for certain things. Dark Souls is one of them. People, nah, that could go either way.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Well, let's let's talk about your music. Let's get into some specific music stuff. I want to know
Cool.
how it goes from, just an idea out into the world. I want you to take me through the entire process. Go as detailed as you want. I want to hear it all.
Oh, okay. With this band being like, I guess this is year number 9 as a band in
Yeah,
theory.
it is.
Um, yeah, we've been around for a little bit. With having that like shutdown chunk and everything in between it, it doesn't feel like we've been around as long as we have been. You
That's
know, like with the even though we were like working on music during that gap and everything, but let's go from the beginning here. We got uh me and Patrick, our guitarist, we met through a mutual acquaintance back in the day that he used to fill in for. Um, and when I hung out with him, it was cool, it was fun. Um, I was like 19, I think, or something like that. Um, I've never been in a band before. I was just doing my own thing. I was working at the casino as like a marketing supervisor at
yeah.
19. I know it's crazy,
That's
but uh, so I was working there, and I had like accumulated some time off. Oh no, this was before that. No, I don't know. So time's weird.
yeah. Of
Um,
course it is.
I think I was working at IHOP at the time.
Okay.
Um, actually, so I was doing that. I was a server there, and I just needed time off. And his band was going on this little run, and just went on the run with them to like sell merchandise. And
Yeah.
they went with this other local band that was like in the area as well that we all went to their shows all the time, so we're all like friends. So there's just a bunch of friends on the tour, um and we go out on this tour, and I've been doing vocals since I was like 12 years old,
Yeah.
so listening to Whitechapel and and stuff like that, I was like, this is cool, how do I make that sound? So
Yeah.
that and like Suicide Silence and Ask Alexandria. So the band that we were on tour with, they were called Agrasia. They were the like headlining band. He wasn't playing with them; he was playing with the band below them.
Yeah.
But Egregio was like my favorite band at the time. They were like this cool um just deathcore, like slow down tempo Florida deathcore. Like you think of Body Snatcher, but like pre Body Snatcher.
Yeah.
Um and uh they had this one song that I always did like a guest feature for. So I did it, and one night on this tour, I think we got like blackout drunk, like I was a kid. So we would always get blackout drunk because like, yeah, that's cool. Um and me and Patrick had like this really big heart to heart, and he found these shoes that were near a trash can. I think we were in Marietta at this venue called Swayze's
Yeah.
in Georgia. Um, and he walks over to this trash can and and puts on these white New Balances that he found, and and he goes, "You should join my band." And I was like, "No." Because I was like, I'm not gonna do that. He's drunk. He's offering this as a joke.
Yeah.
He like shows me this like logo for it and everything, and it said Weeping Moon, and I was like, no, that's stupid. I was like, you know, um, and he was like, yeah, whatever. Later on, for his 21st birthday, he recorded some demos with this other vocalist and our old bassist that was in the band, and he spent his whole 21st birthday recording this one demo. It took them 9 hours to do this one song. Again, another local guy. I don't think he ever did vocals in a band before, like type of thing. Kind of the same circumstance as me, right?
Yeah.
Um, he come like I don't know how far after that day. I think it was like the next day or something, where we were supposed to hang out with this mutual friend, and we're all hanging out. And I was like, "Oh, so how did that go?" And he was like, "Dude, not that great." He's like, I want to kick this guy out. I don't know how good it is. Mind you, whenever Patrick asked me to do the band, I didn't know what it sounded like. I just was like turned off by the idea of like doing it. I don't know why. Um, maybe I was just girlfriend pilled at the time. I was young. I thought I was in love, type of thing,
Yeah,
etc.
of course.
So maybe I just would like turn that away, and then um he shows me the demo, and I go, "Oh, dude, that's bad." And he goes, "I know." And I was like, "You know what? Why don't I give it a try? Like we'll do it, because I didn't want to do anything serious, at the time."
Yeah.
And we did the first demo of it, like a scratch for it, for that, for what the whole EP of growth became to be, basically.
Yeah.
Um, and like I guess I just joined. That's basically how that went.
Is it still
Um,
not official? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, right. This just in. I'm still not official. No, yeah, I guess I just kind of joined the band, and
You're like, I guess I'm
we
here.
yeah. I was like, let's do this. So we did it. We recorded this whole EP. Um, and he was already talking with a couple different like guest vocalists to like do the EP with us. Um, and they kind of fell through. And while we were recording with this guy named Austin Coop. I don't know if you're aware of him. He um he was in this band called Adalia back in the day.
Yeah,
Um,
I know that
and
band.
he was in Prison, the band, not the place. I feel like I always have to like
That
clear
is
that up.
important.
Yeah. But fast forward today, he lives in LA. He's a producer, songwriter for you name it. He's made a really good career for himself. Like he did some of the new Devil Wears Prada. He's done every Mood Ring release. He's done God, why am I drawing like he did some stuff for Papa Roach. He does
Yeah.
that he works on that Low Spirits band.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, he's got a large repertoire that's probably just escaping me right now. But we were recording with him, and he was like, "Why don't we ask Johnny to do it?" Johnny was the vocalist of Prison.
Yeah.
He still is. And we were like, "Oh, cool!" So we got him on that song, which I thought was really cool. And we had this like really cool release like ready, and one of our friend bands at the time we like set up this run with, and it all happened like really quick. Like we announced the band in June. We went on tour in July. Went on tour in September. We had a really we had a really good like first 6 months of the band, right? Um, and we kind of like outgrew our like peers and everything, and then we um immediately started writing some new music. We had Mike Clampett join the band. He was in a band called Lourdes with Patrick back in the day.
Yeah,
Um,
artists.
and ironically, our videographer, Toddy Babu, that's in this band called Come Waves now, they were all in Lourdes together. So they've known each other forever.
That's
Um, so, um, oh, I feel like I should mention this too. So our current drummer, Lauren,
yeah,
he joined the band kind of in a funny way too. He was we were paying him to fill in for this tour and
yeah,
to do this music video with us. And we met him Patrick met him basically online for this guy trying to sell, I think it was a like a beat up van for like 4 grand or something like that. I don't know the exact story. It's something funny like that. And they
yeah,
were like, it was in this forum of making fun of people like that, basically.
yeah.
So I always like to make the joke that they've met each other by bullying, you know? Um, but they've seen each other in like passing and stuff like that too, like just because of being in the local scene together, growing up. Um, and we were at like the music video shoot, and we are like, damn, this guy is like a phenomenal drummer. Like we need this guy. So right then and there at the music video shoot, we are like, do you just want to join the band? Like we already had him like booked out for the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
I remember when we asked him, which was really funny, we were at this like abandoned house doing a music video in, and he's in the roof of, of this abandoned house. And we were like, damn, you're wild. And he was like, yeah, you guys are a lot of fun. He's like, do you want to join? And Patrick's just like, you want to join the band? And that was it. Like, we were kids, dude. Well, you
Yeah.
know, we were young. So we were just so like, like, well, fuck it, about everything, it was for fun. And yeah, that's how he joined the band, which I thought was really cool, really funny to think back about now. But yeah, we immediately started writing music. We would play like every like pre-sale show we could because we just wanted to play with cool bands, like our first show ever was with Body Snatcher, Hive, Extortionist,
Wow.
and Lorna Shore, actually, funny enough.
Is
Um,
that that's a pre-Will Lorna, right?
Free Will, yeah, it was
Tom
pre
Barber one. Or not Tom.
too. Yeah, Tom Barber.
Yeah, Tom Barber. My bad.
Yeah, it was Tom Barber era.
Yeah.
It was pre all of that stuff happening. It was 2017. So
Okay.
it was a
That is,
long time ago.
yeah, that is definitely pre-Will Lorna for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely even pre other guy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we that was like our first show ever. We went on to playing like, random like one-off shows with like Kubicon. God, I can't even remember some of the bands that we've played with. Oh, Culture Killer. Um yeah, it's like a blur at this point because we were just trying to play with every big band we could.
Yeah.
More so to just kind of like learn what they did, you know? Um, and we just like got like good attention from like this local manager in the scene, and he got us our first agent and our first management company and our first record label like really quick. Like we signed like after we put out this song called Dead Dogs, which was in 2018.
Yeah.
Um, Around that time, we were doing like tours with like what bands? Like Victims. We did 2 tours with them that year.
Hey, love the
Um,
guys and victims. All
they were like our best friend band for a while, you know. Mike is still a really good friend of the band, and John and Meredith, we still love them. Um, Davian, their bassist, dude. I
Davey,
love
he's
Davian,
such a
dude.
good dude.
Yeah, if he wasn't in Victims, I would want him in our band, like
Oh,
like type of thing.
he's in
He's
Victims
so
and
smart.
Hollow Front, right?
Yeah, Holofront's so sick too.
Just coming out with new music, which I'm excited for.
Didn't they just drop a song?
Did they just drop it or did they just drop the teaser?
They might have dropped the teaser, but
Hold on.
yeah, that
I have Spotify right here. We can look this up. We
Um,
we look things up right now.
yeah, we're real
Uh,
time around this.
no, it is not out yet.
No, it'll be out in 3 days. Or I don't know. Anyways, but we did tours with like them and everything, and we signed our first record deal with this label called Stay Sick Recordings.
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
Why do I
this
know them?
label, this label was owned by Franz from Attila.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
where I know it from.
we did a record deal with them, and it was really cool. We were getting tour offers. It was fun. Um,
Did
we
you
put
get to
out
meet
Pain,
Franz?
huh?
Did you get to meet Franz?
We played with Attila a couple times.
Oh, that's awesome. Is he a nice
Yeah,
guy? I hear he's a
um,
nice guy.
he is
Sometimes.
very pleasant, surprising to talk to. Like I
Yeah.
know, like he obviously has that persona of being like the industry heel, but he's
He,
very pleasant to speak with. And ironically enough, we I still talk to him today, because we rent our touring van from him. We don't
oh, that's
own one.
awesome.
Yeah, so we
He lives down there where you guys are anyways, right?
yeah, I mean
Like
we
relative,
practice,
the same
yeah,
same
relative.
state.
Same state, but dude, like Florida in the same state, like where we practice from where he lives, is like almost a 3 hour drive. I think it's like 2.5 hours.
That's
So
nothing.
yeah, I mean it's nothing, but when you have to do it up and down to go get your trailer back from where you
Oh yeah,
practice,
you know what? You're right. You're right.
the start of a tour is always hectic at that point. So we clock in maybe 9 hours just to start a tour to get on the road. You know,
You know what?
so.
Mad respect for that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that like type of stuff, I guess, in the behind the scenes where it's just like preparing for a tour is a lot. But
People love that
uh
kind of stuff, though.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's what we do. We love
Yeah.
being in a band, we love being on the road. So we do it because not only because we have to, but it's because we want to, like, and I don't think people really understand that is that like it sucks to be in a band, but if you don't love doing it, then you're gonna hate it and you're gonna resent doing all this other stuff. Like
Oh,
it is like financially and physically taxing. I'm sure a bunch of people say that, but it's true. Like you have to make the time to be in a band if you really want to be in a band, you
yeah.
know. But but yeah, we did put our first record out through Stay Sick. It's Pain. I'm sure if you know the band, you know the song 23. That
Yep.
was our first release with them, which was awesome. We did a couple tours that year with and Hell Followed with Bro Job, Victims Again,
Shout out to
Born Anew.
Brojock and
Yeah,
Victim. I've
yeah,
had them
Born
both on
Anew.
here.
No way, that's funny.
Yeah, I had
I know
Paxton.
Mike did one with you. I didn't know Bro Job. That's funny.
Yeah, Paxton, their current vocalist.
Oh, cool. I've never met him. This was back when Jacob was in the band. This was their
Yeah.
first tour ever. We did their first tour ever.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was also our first time out west, so we did like this West Coast run with them.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that was cool. And then that was 2019, so really good year for our album release.
And then
Um,
not the next year.
had there not the next year when we had a bunch of really cool tours lined up, they all just kind of fell through, for obvious reasons with the shutdown, and that was very defeating.
Sure
Just
it was.
because like we put so much into the band at that point too. Um, but in like 2020 and 2020, I think it was 2020. In 2020, we wrote "I Don't Belong Here." Um, During that like shutdown, we literally like stayed at Patrick's and we were writing that whole EP from scratch. Lauren wasn't in the band for the whole Pain cycle, which is our drummer. He rejoined at that time. Um, Full time. He was rejoining the band anyways. The reason he wasn't in the band was because at the time he was going to school and he had to finish it out. Um,
Respect.
and he didn't want to like drop something and feel like a failure for not doing it, and see it
I
through,
definitely
etc.
understand that.
So then he rejoined. He wasn't going to rejoin as the drummer. He was going to do like an auxiliary player, like guitar and like DJ, and we were going to be like pretty new metal and stuff.
That's pretty sick.
But he rejoined as the drummer, and he produced our first EP with Patrick. Or our first EP, his first EP back. It was "I Don't Belong Here," and we did it with George Lever.
Okay.
which did, bands like Loathe, Holding Absence, Lee Token, etc.
Yeah.
So a guy with a nice repertoire, we were like, damn, this is it. This is the EP. We got to get something behind it. We do this, yada yada yada. This was also our first release off the record label. Um, so we were independent again. We waited around a little bit to put that stuff out. Looking back on it, it felt like kind of wasted time to do that, but we really cared about it and we wanted it to do good. So we tried our hardest at like pitching, looking for a new manager, looking for new this, new that, etc. And we didn't really know where to look. So we ended up landing on putting it out ourselves. And it was really cool. It was really fun. We did this whole live playthrough because we couldn't play shows.
Yeah.
So we did this whole live playthrough with it. And again, that also came out a little bit later when like shows were starting up again. Our first show back was sold out. It was cool. It was with Traders and Prison and Heavy Hitter and us, and a couple local bands in the area. Um, and it was cool. It was sold out. There was like 850 people there. Um, and we played a lot of the new songs, because we were ready to put them out. Um, and I think we played three unreleased songs on our first show back, and it was crazy fun. And a lot of people seemed to receive them very well. So it's kind of like a test launch on like the new identity for the band. And it went out pretty well. We ended up doing that Less Than Seconds of Life tour. We did this tour with Downswing. We went out on tour at Prison, stuff like that. And we constantly started writing like songs here and there, just to always have something in the canon for whenever we were going to go back on the road. We didn't have an agent or anything, so we were sitting there and we were like, well, we're not really getting like tour offers. So whenever we did, they weren't like what we wanted to do. So I just started booking our tours. I booked all of our tours from 2023 to last year, up until we just recently got a new agent, which was really cool. But I booked all of our tours because we didn't want to sit around and wait for people to care about the band. We wanted to make people care about us, you
Yeah.
know. Um, we wanted to be the reason people wanted to come to a show, and we wanted to put out music and be on the road because that's the whole point of being in a band,
Yeah.
like creating your art and sharing that with other people, and no better way to do that is to be on tour. So we were doing that. And back in 2024, which was kind of like a quiet, like not really good year for us as a band, um, Patrick and I sat down and talked about even breaking the band up. Just because we just weren't really confident in anything. It didn't feel like anyone cared. We didn't really like the style of music we were playing at the time and kind of just wrote what we thought was the idea of the band.
Yeah.
Um, and it felt like again like it felt like we weren't really trying either. So what we did is that we kind of gave ourselves a chance again, and we started writing, um with not even the idea that it was gonna be Weeping Wound or not. We were just writing new music, me and Patrick. We started writing, I think it was July. I think it was July of 2024, and the first track that we wrote was Artificial Web. Um, and that was electric. It felt like we were doing it, dude. It felt like we were like in love with music again, and it was awesome. Um, and we were like, dude, this is what we got to do. Like, no matter what, this is what we're doing. It was the first time in a while that Patrick and I felt like really aligned with like our interests on art again, which was really cool. Um, and we were writing that stuff. We were in the middle of recording some of the vocals for it. I think we wrote like six songs at the time, and we brought them to our producer, Bill Pogan. He does a lot of a clean vocal producing with us, and he helps us write some melodies. Like we'll bring lyrics, and we'll have melodies in mind. We'll be like, we want it to kind of sound like this style of this, and he'll spit some stuff. We'll go back and forth, and all of us will land on something. And when we like love it. We're like we all get super excited about it. Like when it's it, we're like, oh shit, like this is it. We gotta put that down. Like, like, and we start recording like scratch tracks and everything. So it was a really good process. And it was like a new sound, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna be Weeping Moon or not. And I was just sending it to some like my industry friends, and literally like 2 weeks later, we got this tour offer from Cane Hill. And
Right.
we're like, yeah, we Cane Hill, Mugshot, Fox Lake, and us as the opener. And I
Yeah,
was like,
I remember that.
yeah, I was like, well, we're Weeping Wound. I was like, that kind of solidified like us rebranding or not.
Yeah.
And because we're like, well, we can't just rebrand and turn away this offer,
Yeah, of course.
So we took on that tour. That was almost a whole year ago. Um,
Yeah, it was,
and we
wasn't
took, yeah, it was February last year. Um, we were in the middle. It was interesting too because we were in the middle of finishing up the release for Particles of that little EP that we were doing, which was just a bunch of singles. Um, and we were like, damn, like this tour announcement's happening. We're dropping this song. Jokes on everyone else because we're not gonna play it. We're gonna play two new songs that
it?
aren't out yet. And we were like, man, is it weird to like put out that EP and immediately put out a new single, this, that? And we're like, fuck it, like
Fuck it.
why be a musician if we're not putting music out? If we're not putting
Absolutely.
stuff out, why are we gatekeeping our art? Like, let's do it, let's put it out. So we put out that EP just to say that we finished out that cycle of the band. And 2025 February started what this iteration of the band is. Um, uh, Basically we dropped Artificial Web, we did that tour, we dropped Karma Ticket, we played those on the tour, and it was very well received, and it felt like people gave a shit again, about the band in general.
Yeah.
And I think part of that just goes to show is that we were putting a lot of ourselves into the music, which we've always done, but like more so than ever, that we just like broke up like what our aesthetic was, and
Yeah.
but we kind of capitalized on it to fit what we just feel all the time. So now like fast forward, like we're like that whole last year we did a headliner, we brought out Glassways and Set for Tomorrow and Dead Seven, and it was our best headliner to date. Like all the bands crushed. They're all doing well too. Like they're like Dead Seven's on Sharp Tone. Glasswaves, um they have a lot of stuff that I obviously can't talk about because it's their stuff in the background.
Of
Set for
course.
Tomorrow's on Thriller. Like they're all doing like big things, and it was just the right time for all the bands to do this tour together, I think. Every band crushed, every band sold a bunch of merch, like it was cool. And that even though the Cane Hill tour was really cool, that tour felt more rewarding because it was our tour,
Yeah.
like we worked really hard for a tour like the Cane Hill one with no agent too. Like we just got that tour because I'm friends with Cane Hill. They're I toured with them back in 2022 or 2023 maybe. I don't know. All the years kind of like jumble up together
Hey,
sometimes,
I
but
feel that.
I toured with them. And they were really nice dudes. We played a bunch of shows with them in the past, and Wit is probably one of my like closest friends in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and him and James, both of them were like really close friends, and they just really gave a shit, and they're like, this is the right time to bring this band out, and we were like, thanks. But
Yeah, of course.
again, like as awesome as that was, it was cool. It was probably the coolest tour we ever done, but it felt more fulfilling when we were doing our headliner and we were bringing out all these people and playing all these people and selling our merch and stuff. So it was
Yeah.
really nice. And that was in celebration of our newest EP, um, Grief is the Cure, which my favorite release that we've put out to date, up until
Fine.
the new. Is it really? Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
That's good. And it kind of seemed that everyone was ready for this type of sound from us too, because it didn't seem that we were the only people that really loved it. It felt like all of our fans, um, you know, contrary to some of them that probably just want us to play 23 until the set's over
Oh,
a
yeah.
hundred times over. But
Some people are like that. Some people are definitely like that.
yeah, it's each their own. But we gained so much more fans, and we've retained so much more too, because I feel like our audience is growing with us. You know, it's not like people that are stuck in the past, you know, that are like they want the down tempo EP that we put out in 2017, you know. Those
Yeah.
people exist. I know they do, but it's
Oh
not going to
yeah.
happen. Like, you know. But yeah, our favorite release to date up until this new stuff that we're working on too, which was part of that first session that we wrote those 6 songs with. And then me and Patrick recently just finished writing the rest of our album, which is dope. Um, and we're working on some stuff in the background. We got a bunch of new music coming out this year, even that album. So it'll be really, hi, it's
It's
my
your
turn to have the
turn
cat
now.
on the keyboard. Um, uh,
Oh, look at that sweet baby.
yeah, she's a year and a half old, something like that. But yeah, so oh, there it is.
Absolutely what a cat does. This is
Yeah,
perfect.
knocks over the microphone, everything.
Yeah. Full
But
circle
yeah, so
moment.
yeah, right. So yeah, I mean we have our new song Digital Cell coming out February 10th. And that's part of a bunch of new music that we're bringing out in this year. So I'm really excited for it. Digital Cell is probably that one and the song that is coming out probably over spring break. Um
When is
those two
spring break
songs
again? I have no clue.
like March or April like um
Sometime between March and April in the year.
yeah, literally. Um, those 2 songs, when we first wrote our
Mean.
songs, the initial 6 songs that we wrote, these two are part of that group. They were immediately like our favorite songs. So they're coming out now, and we're really excited about it. If everyone hates it, I will kill myself. Can
I
I say that
feel
on
it.
this podcast?
Yeah, of course you can. I'm
Um,
two things. I'm not monetized yet, and that's not
no.
a word that will, immediately hit YouTube
I
algorithm.
think KMSs they like flag that, don't they?
They flag that one specifically, but I don't care. We're far enough in that it doesn't matter. They don't check this far.
Yeah, real, real.
As long as you don't
Um,
say the C word, we're good. Or the sewer slide.
oh, I was gonna say that. The
Yeah.
C word. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
that one. The famous
Yeah, yeah,
British
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the
But
only two YouTube ever flags.
do you really? Have they happened to you in the past?
They tried to. I
That's
fixed
funny.
it. And I was like, okay, I'll make sure we don't use those. And then I forgot about it for a little bit. And then they stopped also caring. So I was like, okay, I don't even know what we're doing here, YouTube.
Dude, yeah, it's like I think they also changed like I know with like our YouTube in general, um they've changed some of the rules and restrictions and what they monetize and like you have to be a big enough creator for them to give a shit, apparently.
Yeah. And I'm my podcast is doing well, but YouTube requires a lot now to pay you.
Yeah, yeah, they do. And it also, dude, they require a lot of work for you to get discovered. Like we've been posting shorts every day
Yeah.
and like we get a subscriber here and there, but they all like immediately hit 1,000 views and we're like, okay, why aren't our music videos doing this good?
I
Like
know. Shorts are so weird. It's because they push shorts. I mean, when I open the app,
short form
half the
content.
time it
Yeah.
half the time it goes straight to the shorts tab, and I'm like, I wanted to watch a long form video.
Yeah, like I'm gonna sit down and watch my video game YouTube
Yeah, like
and
Rocket
get
Sloth.
breakfast. Yeah.
I want to hear all the games that had long development times and why they did.
Dude, right? Sometimes I need to know that type of stuff.
Like
Like,
like Duke Nukem Forever.
dude, I thought that game was so ridiculous, the Duke Nukem
I
games.
enjoy it for what it is.
No, yeah,
It's
I agree.
ridiculous. But I can see why so many people were mad when that, waiting for it forever only for it to come out and be, well, Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, literally waiting forever.
They waited
Wait,
forever, and then they got Duke Nukem Forever, and I think that's the last Duke Nukem we've ever had.
forever. For like
Yeah. Oh, you know what? He was a playable. They swapped the protagonist in Bulletstorm in the like remake or the remaster to where you could play as Duke Nukem the whole time.
no way.
Yeah, I
I have to
don't
look
quote
into
me
that.
on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And I was like, that is the most ridiculously fun thing I've ever seen. They did it with Gears 4, Gears 5 too, where they
Yeah.
allowed you to swap markets with Batista.
Oh yeah, they did do that. I do remember.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny. The Gears of War games were also like some of my favorite as a kid. The same friend of mine that got me into Halo also got
Yeah.
me into Gears of War, and he's like, "We gotta play Gears of War at night." And I was like, "You're a dick." Like you're like go to bed, think about locusts, like ah.
Yeah.
But did you see they're doing a remake of those games, right?
Yeah, they got we got the new one E-Day coming out, and then they just released the remake remaster of the first one. The remaster of the remake.
Dude, yeah, I was like, are we dead ass? I was like,
I
are
know.
we doing this? Is that what we're milking right now?
I just
I
want
don't care.
2 and 3 to be put out for modern hardware.
Dude, two in particular, goddamn. Like,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
need that one.
Absolutely. And you know what? I liked Gears of War Judgment. I don't care what people say. I know they don't care for it too much, but you know what? I like Baird and I liked beating people in multiplayer.
Dude, the multiplayer horde function was crazy. Did
Yeah.
you ever do that?
Yeah,
That stuff
absolutely.
was crazy.
Back in the day, uh it would be my brother, his friend, and like two of my friends against me by myself. I'd absolutely annihilate their ass.
No way. Yeah, no, me and my friend would just do the co-op for the hordes, and
Yeah.
I literally would just sit there and be like, "Well, I'm dead. Well, I'm dead. Well, I'm dead." And he was
Yep.
just so much better than me.
I'd wait around the court. So I think I still have the clip. If I still have the clip, I'll send it to you. But I'm they're trying to flank me. So I plant a bomb on the side of a wall, pop over to the other side, blast the one dude in the face, and the bomb goes off and kills the other one. I'm like,
No
it
way.
is sick. If I do find the clip, I will send it to you.
You gotta
But
show me that. That's so funny. I love seeing clips like that, and I'm just like, dude, how did people think of this?
yeah.
Like,
I was like, oh shit, what? I'm like, oh, plant bombs. I planted bombs all the time. They hated it. They were like, oh, I got killed by a bomb again. I'm like, well, you need to watch where you're going.
yeah, literally. It's like just get good.
And then they'd plant it, and I'd be like, boop, and blow it up, and they'd be like, ah,
The funniest thing is whenever they plan it and you just go bah, and it blows them up.
yeah. You're like, you should have thought.
It's like I can't believe you didn't think about this.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta look at your surroundings. But yeah, both Halo and Gears are like top tier games. And I liked Halo 5 regardless of what people said.
yeah, I like them all, dude. I'm not like a hater. I'm one of those people that stand a franchise.
Yeah.
Like I can admit that it wasn't my favorite, but I can also admit that it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, sometimes we need a break from Master Chief.
no, I
It's why we
agree.
had Reach and ODST.
Exactly. But I also think what people like kind of do is that they always want the same game again and then
Yeah.
complain when they get the same game again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's
Like,
just
what do you
stupid.
want?
It's like like at a certain point companies just got to do whatever and
Yeah.
then, people are going to complain regardless.
Oh, 1000%. Well, I've got some fun questions for you. I think you're gonna really love this question or really hate this question. Um, so what is your favorite song that you guys have written? and your least favorite. Because let's be honest, that if you put all the songs in a tier list, there's got to be a one at the bottom.
No, absolutely, absolutely. This is really funny. So, I didn't write any of the growth EP.
Yeah.
Um, that was all just kind of like there. So I don't really have attachment to that. So I never really like put that out there as like the one I don't like, like anything
Yeah.
off that EP because I can't really say that I was really involved other than doing some of the vocal or doing all the vocals, obviously. But
Yeah.
uh as far as like my favorite song goes, this one's tough. That one's really tough. But if I had to choose, um, this one obviously changes every so often.
Of
But
course. As it should.
um, right, I love uh Last Touch. That song is our newest song, but I love that song. That type of vibe where it's just crushingly heavy but also at the same time emotional and soft. Is just like the duality of myself, I think, as well,
Yeah.
as a person. And also just what I really crave in music, where it has, production driven, and just, again, it just being heavy.
It's got Cane Hill on it too.
That too, that aside, again, like it is with somebody that I respect
Which
as
is
a
why
person
part
and
of why I
musician.
enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If you asked me this, probably, you know, because I just like rekindled that love again with that song. Because like I do this thing where I don't listen to like our current music that's out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm always listening to like the stuff that's coming out. So when Digital Cell drops, February 10th, that will be my favorite song that we have.
Of
I
course.
don't know if that'll change for a while too, though, because that song, dude, I don't know. I put my whole pussy in that one.
Hey, dude,
Can I say that one? Can I
yeah,
say that
you
one?
could say that. That's good.
Yeah. So
That's
as
the
far as the
American
one,
version. No, I'm just kidding.
right? As far as a song that I kind of hate, and this isn't anything other than I feel defeated when performing it because I never performed the song good, is Black Magic.
Okay.
And that's only because at the time when we were performing it, I wasn't as strong of a vocalist as I am now, especially with singing. So I always felt really bad performing that chorus. Um, but I do love that song in general. There's some crushingly heavy parts. Like literally, um I was
Oh,
like
you're
beating
gonna
myself
play it
up
every
for
day on tour, right?
what is
I said,
it?
so you're gonna play that every day on tour, right?
No, not this one, not this one. Speaking of tour, we literally just announced one, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, it's 12, yeah. So we did.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, we just announced a tour. There's some lore
Right.
behind that one, but surprise, if
Oh
you're
yeah, it's
watching
right
this,
there.
yeah. Um,
And you're not coming towards me. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, not this time, next time, but yeah, so we're that song probably as of recent stuff, but I'm sure there's like songs off of Pain that I don't like. Because I just can't think of any that I don't really like that I hate. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing is like when it comes to like the word hate, I don't think I hate any of our songs.
No,
I
absolutely.
just am not a fan of like how some of the end product turned out or um my personal qualms with it as in like performing it or and sometimes there's no song I just like straight up can't listen to.
Yeah, of
Maybe
course.
that growth EP, maybe because I just don't really like that type of music anymore.
Yeah.
Um but again, I wouldn't really like group that in with any of it. And don't really hate any of our songs. I just, again, like you said, at the bottom of the list right now, that was the first song that came to mind, and
Yeah.
so there's that.
Hey, that, I like the answer. Those are good ones. And
That's a good one to say you hate.
yeah, exactly. Hey, I mean, if you gotta hate one, at least you picked one that you have a good reason for.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't just cause.
Hey, I mean, not that you can't just dislike a song just cause, like I don't care for basket case anymore. And that's just cuz
Yeah, it just happens, you know.
maybe it's been overplayed and maybe that's why I don't like it, but
Yeah.
Okay, well, since I asked you about your favorite songs from your band, I'm going to ask you a slightly different question. Now, this is going to be, I always phrase this as it doesn't mean that you're embarrassed by listening to these pieces of music unless you are. And then in that case, I do need to hear that. But I call it the guilty pleasures of music just because, sometimes people are like, well, people don't know I listen to this, or, I am embarrassed to tell everybody that I listen to this, but, it's a podcast, so I'm going to lay it out. Nobody ever does that, by the way.
No, for sure. Um, so my guilty pleasures really, I guess like
This you're a secret
uh,
Swifty.
no, that's probably the worst. I describe her music as like theater kid music, where it always feels
That's
like it's like
so right, though.
yeah, like it feels like as if it's being played on like a high school theater stage, and it's like obviously people at home can't
Yeah.
like like see what I'm doing, but
Hey,
um,
this has video and audio, so if they watch the video, they'd understand.
while you're on Spotify right now, driving, crash your car.
Yeah,
But
there you
anyway,
go.
look at what I just did.
Look at
Um,
it.
look at it, yeah. So that's my least favorite. But as far as um like my guilty pleasure, I think people don't know that I listen to a lot of like I
Nugget.
don't even know what you would call this genre. We call it horror music. Is that can I say that
Yeah,
word?
you're fine. We're good.
But it's a lot of just like what you would probably hear in a club. I love Charlie XCX. I don't really know if that's a
Oh
guilty
yeah.
pleasure.
That's Brad
Um,
music.
that's Brat music. It's a Brat winter right now. You didn't
Oh
know?
yeah.
Uh, I listen to a lot of that. I listen to a lot of this artist. God, a bunch of different. I listen to Health a lot. I listen to. I've been
That's
really on.
Batty Core.
That's Batty Core. Sorry. I listen to a lot of uh I don't know. I don't I'm never embarrassed to listen to music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like as far as like a guilty pleasure goes, I just don't really know. I guess like one of them would probably be Nightly. I know a lot of people probably would consider that like probably cringy or like Forever 21 music, but like I like it. Like it I like not every band I listen to is like has like a lot of substance.
Yeah,
Just although I do favor listening to that type of stuff
of
because like one
course.
of my favorite artists right now is Jutes.
Yeah.
Um and but Nightly is probably one of those where it's just like, yeah, this is probably a little like lame. Like I'm this grown ass dude listening to like pop music about this dude talking about love when he's 17, but like
Yeah.
who doesn't listen to like, pop punk,
Yeah,
like
of course.
nowadays. Because that's
I
like
mean, I
that's
try
dudes
to avoid it.
me too. But like that's dudes
Yeah.
in their 40s, their 30s and 40s talking about love when they were 15. Like,
Yeah.
like what's different,
Oh yeah.
than listen to a pop band like that. So that's my I guess like that's my quote unquote guilty pleasure is a lot of like cheesy pop music, you know.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna die now.
Yeah, just sliced open over there.
Oh yeah. He was getting ready. He dug one in and he said, "Oh, now he's back." I love this cat. Okay. Well, since we've talked about music that you probably, people probably wouldn't know you listen to, let's get deeper. Let's talk about your give me five influences of yours. They can be musical or they can be non-musical if you have non-musical influences.
So this is just like an umbrella for the band in general, not even just myself, but like a big influence is me and Patrick love movies. We are really into absurd, really cool aesthetics, etc. It's just like it doesn't have to be like a specific type of movie, but we both will look at a movie and be like, "That's a great movie." Like we'll listen to hey, we'll listen to like or I'm sorry, we'll watch like Sleepless in Seattle and be like, "Damn, we're crying, and this is a good movie."
Yeah.
And and then we'll watch something like, Long Legs, and everyone's like, that movie was dumb, and we're like, dude, that movie was awesome. Like, we saw a lot, and we see things differently, but I also feel like that's the good thing about art in general,
Yeah.
and movies are an art form in general, is that they are up to the consumer to make their judgment off of it, but also on top of that, the person making that had some underlining influences and underlining motifs and like, again, a motive in general of like what they wanted to convey, so we see it with probably a little bit more of what the director was looking to do with it, but some people just see it as, this is a scary movie, like, and they showed the killer too quick or stuff like that. We're just like, whatever, dude. But
Yeah.
teach their own. But
Sometimes there's a reason for that.
exactly, yeah. So that's a big influence on us, I think, mostly with like music videos, and then also like just when you watch a movie and when something's supposed to be horrifying, like, it doesn't have to be a killer. But when it's something like that, you feel it. And it's not because of just what's happening. Well, it is everything that's happening. It's
Yeah.
the scoring, the colors, the mood, the cuts, like the acting and the emotion that's being conveyed. So a lot of that, we're like, okay, we always think about, how does this make you feel, like, and how did they want you to feel, so that's kind of like one of the things that we do with like our music videos and our music in general, that really like puts into perspective like us as a band. And then like as far as like big influences, aside from that, I would say that we got like, um one second.
You're good.
We got new metal as an idea and as a genre in general. um we love things that push boundaries of like common belief, like common borders, beliefs, etc. Like uh new metal back in like the early 2000s became so iconic, and it was very intertwined with pop culture or rap or stuff like that, where these people that were musicians also became icons. They became actual rock stars, almost celebrity level. When you think
Yeah.
about a band like Limp Bizkit, having Snoop Dogg in their music videos, having other like, new metal bands, etc., in their music videos, him having his thing with Christina Aguilera, like that is celebrity level status,
Oh yeah.
so that's really cool. We love a lot of the style and a lot of like the nuances in like, the grunginess of like that, and rawness of that like time period. And a lot of that is like, I would probably embed it like probably into some of my vocals, and then also Patrick's playing in guitar and Lauren's playing his drumming too, to be honest, because we all like picked up Self-Titled by Slipknot or like Corn in general, and we're like, damn, this is it, like that
Yeah.
was like some of our origins on heavy music. So, and what's actually kind of funny is that I think Patrick didn't really pick up new metal until like 2018 or something, when we were writing Pain, and that was so influential on him that it kind of helped pave what Weeping Wind is today. Um, because I always listen to like a bunch of different music,
Yeah.
and he'll like show me something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is like this, and he goes, huh, and then I'll like pull something up, and that's like a big like, again, new metal in general is like a big influence on us. um so that's just like probably the biggest, like
Yeah.
like I don't really know, I'm trying to think of like other things that would probably influence a little bit more, or me in general too.
Yeah.
um I feel like again, like not really a band per se, but what I thought was really cool, again, was when my uncles were like playing, like music, and they would play in their basement, and wear these funny T-shirts, and like
Yeah.
they played in a pop band, like they
Okay.
they they were straight up pop bands. growing up, and they had the funny haircuts, and I would like get these CDs, and I'd be like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" I had their T-shirts, and I thought it was cool,
Yeah.
And they were playing like radio festivals with like the Plain White Tees and stuff, and I was like, "Dude, this is cool! Like that's awesome!" So I think part of that was like a little bit influential, even influential, even like what I'm doing now. My uncle, he manages and writes and stuff for bands. He works with this band called Lovely the Band. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's been in bands with Mitchie, and he's been best friends with him for a long time. They would write music together. When he was in a band, like Mitchie would be their manager, and Mitchie, when he was in a band, my uncle would be, their manager and stuff like that. And he's just kind of really made a name for himself doing that stuff. So I think that's awesome. He was working for Warner Chappell for a while, and stuff like that. So like seeing that he went from being in a band that was literally in the basement of their house and now going on doing stuff like that makes me believe that I could also do it.
Oh,
Like I can be in a band, I can work in this industry, yada yada yada, which I think is really cool. He's also offered me a couple gigs for his band called Rec Hall,
yeah.
um, which I share all the time. They're really cool. They're like indie surfer pop rock. Like they're cool.
I
They're
do like
they're
that kind
also
of stuff.
yeah, those kids, they're probably like 22 now or something like that. But like, I met them when they were much younger than that,
Yeah.
and very green, and they're just full. Like when I think of like musicians, I think of those kids because all of them are so inclined, and like they truly like take anything from a song and be like, this is what's really good about it. And they're always looking to broaden that horizon. I know one tour that I did with them, they made a list of albums and they listened to all of them. They gave their general consensus on it. And those guys, again, they just love music, and I feel like that drove me a little bit more into loving music again too, because I saw their wonder.
Yeah.
Like so I feel like that's a late addition to influencing
Yeah.
me in music, but that was cool. And then yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Like on influences.
Okay. I like the dude. That was probably the best answers you could have given.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Well, of course, you talked about your new run of shows that you have coming out that was announced on the page as of time of recording 23 minutes ago. That's
How
awesome.
fitting.
Yeah, I know. So you don't really have to go to the Instagram. Go. It'll either, it'll be there somewhere. Go look for it. Well, now I've got some fun. I call these semi-rapid fire because let's be honest, rapid fire does not work very well. Um
Yeah.
I like this question a lot. What is something you're still learning about yourself as an artist?
Ooh, the big one's been singing, for sure, because with us moving into that kind of sound is that um sometimes I don't know what I sound like, like as a singer, like, and that's really hard to develop because like whenever we started doing this style, it's like, yeah, I can sing and I can emulate what other people sound like, but it's like really hard to put into my head and go, this is what I'm gonna sound like when I
Yeah,
open my mouth and put these words into somewhere. So that's why we use Bill Pogan.
yeah,
He's a good friend of ours, but I think I'm still learning that as we're going through this like phase of the band too. Like we had a session not too long ago, and a little it was a little defeating because we weren't I don't think we were very prepared for what we were doing, and I haven't recorded in a long time, so I wasn't as confident going into it. And that's okay because like you have those days sometimes, and
yeah,
that made me like bring myself back into going, yeah, I need to like figure out myself a little bit more
yeah.
with my voice.
Okay. I like this question. What is a song that did not make the cut on the new record that you
Um,
that that you can talk about that you want to talk about? Why didn't it make the
Um,
cut? You know?
so it's interesting because like we're not really a band that will finish a song if we don't think it's gonna do like we don't see it going anywhere.
Yeah.
So there's I don't know. There was this one song that we had like probably 2 minutes of, and this was back when we finished our last EP. Um, Not this newest one, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it was that Particles of EP when we were finishing that up. There was a song that we were writing for afterwards that was cool, but whenever we came back to writing, it just wasn't making the cut. You know, like it wasn't what we wanted to do anymore. It was more like ethereal. It was like this like out there, etc. Oh, and then actually, I guess this kind of applies for like the new stuff. There's this song, and the working title is called The Other. I don't know if it's going to be that. So at the end of this, if it is, it is. That's cool. It was originally titled as Alien. It was really like it's now called The Other. We recorded all the vocals to it. That was ready to get mixed. Um, just recently with our writing session, we redid that song and deleted all the vocals. So maybe one day we like if the opportunity presents itself, we'll put out the original version of it. But
Yeah.
as of right now, that version's not making the cut. The first version. So we rewrote it. I got to put vocals down to it. Hopefully it makes the cut. If not, that's this song. That's
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
I completely forgot that happened because I'm looking forward on it, and I'm like, yeah, that song doesn't have vocals on it, but it flat out did. It had this like Lady Gaga round of
Yeah.
like vocals. It was like
You know, I
it was
like
like
it.
it's very experimental. Or rather, it was very
Got that
Patrick and I
disco
were.
beat on it.
It's got a beat for sure. It's gonna. But Patrick and I weren't really confident on it. We were trying to emulate like a health song or like that
Yeah.
Bad Omens the Drain song, and we just weren't up to code with that, and it didn't really fit our style. So now we just kind of tighten it up, and we're gonna make it cooler, hopefully. But
Hell yeah. Okay. Now this one's kind of a two-parter. So it
okay.
what is a fan moment that stuck with you? And then what's one of your funniest fan moments?
Ooh, there's a couple. As a band of like our caliber, like we don't we have like a couple really dedicated fans, which I think is super sick. I appreciate every person that goes to like see us or listens to us, and we might not be their favorite band, but I feel like somebody always takes away something with them. Like we were really good live, or I discovered this band and this is now like my favorite song of the summer, of the winter, etc. You know what I mean? Which I think is really cool. Um, in general, I'm trying to think of like one that really stuck with me, to be honest, because like I feel like they all stick with me for different reasons, and I'm trying to see which one was like really there. Um, I know that like I not that like I just like spew bullshit, but I do know like whenever like a fan comes up to me, I know that like whatever I say is very impressionable, and it was very more so relevant to me whenever we dropped Pain, because there was this guy that came up to me, and I was talking about just like how I felt about music in general, and it changed his perspective on music, which I thought was awesome. Um, and I guess I'll share this one as that, because that sticks with me too, because it's something that I always tell people in general, is because he also made like a Facebook post about it, like straight
Yeah.
up, like it was like this whole
That's
thing, and I was
awesome.
like, damn, I was like, I changed that guy's life. But I was talking with him. He was asking about like the change in sound from Growth to Pain, and I was like, well, there was a shift in influence. Like there was more people in the room. Like me and Lauren helped write these songs. Like there was more of a band perspective on it than just Patrick and our old bassist Devin writing some songs in a room. There's more perspective on it. There was more like it, prosperity, etc. on it. And I think one thing, especially at that time in music, where like we were playing just straight up heavy music, right? And then we started influencing singing. We started influencing a lot more like attitude to the band, like and a lot more of an identity, which I think is huge for any band in general because anyone can play heavy music, but and be a band, but not everyone makes art, you know, and music's an art form. And it's there for passion. It's for you to express yourself. It's for you to feel, and it's for you to um, kind of feel a sense of, like not community, but like if you don't sit down and you don't listen to a song and you don't feel something from it, if from us as a band, it probably means that we didn't put enough into it, and we never want that feeling for somebody. So we always try to make sure that we put art forward. It might not be what people do in a song because it isn't the standard, it isn't the cut, but we express ourselves. And at the end of the day, again, not everyone makes art, but everyone can make music. And I think that's what like kind of stands apart from people. And that really turned his perspective into like being in a band in general, because he was in local bands too. And they're like his band sonically shifted after that because he was like, we weren't putting enough of us into it. And I thought that was really cool because it was super impressionable. And I didn't know that I, as an individual, could do that for somebody because I was just in a band at the time.
Yeah.
To me, it was, oh, we just put our full length out. It's like, whatever, right?
Yeah, of course.
So stuff like that, I think is, like moments like that, I get a bunch of stuff like that too. Like one of our biggest fans, like painted us. Like
That's
I thought that
awesome.
was so cool, and we get stuff like that. This one guy did like our logo on like a glass thing, and I thought it was cool. Like there's stuff like that that means a lot to me. Like that's all material, but when I can give somebody that type of um, motivation, perspective, even if I don't feel that way all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm just spewing how I feel, and I think people should do a little bit more of that too. Is like that they shouldn't sugarcoat what they do, and that kind of goes back to like the rawness of like new metal that I was talking about, like how that really sticks with us because again, with music being an art and it's like in its most honest form and raw, there's a lot of ugly, there's a lot of beautiful moments in it. So I think when I feel that I'm in those ugly moments,
Yeah.
I can still shed something beautiful to somebody else. So I think that was great.
Yeah.
Um, and then the funny moments.
Yeah, we gotta hear a funny moment.
We we were selling booty shorts at the time on the Bro Job tour,
Yeah.
and find a dude's ass. Like that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That is probably the funniest thing to happen to me. Um, like
If you're on a tour with Bro Job, you have to
as
sell booty shorts.
yeah, I feel like that's disrespectful not to.
Yeah. I mean, they sell booty shorts. It's only fair.
Yeah. I think they ran out of theirs, so everyone started buying ours. I think that was like a thing on the tour, and then we both sold out of booty shorts. And I think they got
Hell
some
yeah.
reprinted, but we're like, dude, we're not doing this. Like, we can't get them in time for this tour. We're not keeping booty shorts on the spread. I remember we dropped them for like Mother's Day,
Yeah.
but we also knew that we were going to be on this tour, so
Yeah.
we printed like extra. We did like leggings and booty shorts that said "Mama" on the back for Mother's Day
Yeah.
um, back in like 2000, I think it was 2019.
Yeah.
And that tour was in like November of that year. We had just like sat on these booty shorts. I was like, please to God, have these sell on this tour. Because if not, I'm gonna be sitting on these booty shorts, and then we're gonna go do some serious tour.
Yeah. And have
Like,
booty shorts.
yeah,
Hey, you know what? Sometimes those serious tours, people will buy the booty shorts.
that is true. That I can't discredit anybody for wanting to show the cheeks off.
Oh yeah. In fact, I've been seeing bands make booty shorts more often.
I've been seeing them a lot more, especially with like, some bands bringing a lot of that baddiecore perspective,
Yeah.
and then also like some of their own personal branding that aligns with it well. So I feel like I see those a lot at shows in the summer now. Like, oh dude, I worked for Bless the Fall at Warped Tour.
Yeah.
One of the hottest selling item was Bless the Booty Shorts.
That's great.
Yeah, so people do
Oh yeah.
it.
Hey, I respect it. Now, this one kind of follows our funniest band or fan moment. This is Most interesting venue moment. This is interactions with a venue, whether it be good or bad. Uh, just need some an interesting story about a venue that you have played at.
Ooh. Um,
I always use my haunted CC's one.
Haunted CC's?
Yeah,
What
it
is
it
that?
it wasn't actually a CC's, but it had a pizza buffet like a CC's, and it gave the vibe that it was some sort of haunted CC's.
That's crazy. Um, there's definitely two that come to mind. One of them's not so funny. One of them's like kind of upsetting.
Yeah,
And then one of them is really funny. So I'll give you the
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 upsetting one
first one,
first.
the
Yeah.
upsetting one. So back when we were on tour with Bro Job, actually, ironically, we were gonna play this venue in New Mexico, and we just didn't really like the vibe. We got there for load in, the guy was late, he unlocked the door and it smelled crazy in there. It smelled like Breaking Bad in there. Like somebody
Oh
was cooking up,
no.
like, and um we were there before the promoter. We were there before anything. I think people like talked about this in like a bad way at some point towards us and one of the other bands we're on tour with. But there was like heroin needles in the parking lot,
Oh hell
which
no.
is like that's like whatever. Like I
Yeah.
don't care. Like if somebody wants to ruin their life and they, like cool, that's their fault.
If they
You know
choose
what I
to
mean?
do it
I will tell
outside the
them.
venue.
Well, that too. And I'm like, who's shooting up outside the venue? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But what was really more upsetting was in the parking lot, there was this dog tethered up, and he looked like undernourished. He had no water. We cut open like a gallon of water and we gave him. He drank it all.
That's
Like that dog was like that dog was there for hours. We don't, and he had like dry skin and stuff like that. I was like, maybe he's an outside dog, whatever, etc. But like maybe they'll let him inside like when it's done. But apparently it was like the building owner's dog, and we didn't really like the way he was being treated, and he was being choked by his like tether. His collar was like choked up, and we told the promoter, and he like shrugged us off.
oh
Like he was like kind of being a dick about it, and he was like, it's none of your business, this, that, and we're like, yeah, well, kind of fuck you, you're a dick, like you're
yeah,
a dick,
animal
like.
cruelty is something that concerns people,
Yeah, it
as
like
it
that
should be.
concerns us. We went and like he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll just put him like behind the venue so he's in shade now." And we're like, "Well, that's not really the point, dude. Like this dog's hungry. Like this dog needs water. Like this dog needs to be taken care of." So we ended up calling our manager and the agent of the tour, and they didn't really like that either, and they argued with the promoter, and long story short, everyone dropped the show.
Yeah.
Um and we got a little backlash for it, but you didn't know about the story and no one else did, like probably until just now. So it obviously wasn't that big of a deal. The show itself probably would have been pretty good. Um, but we didn't care if that's like if the show was going to do good or not. We cared more about this animal and like the upkeep of this sketchy venue. Like,
Yeah.
because we like to be respected as people, and
Just
we want animals to be respected as well. So we stood on that. um and then all right, and then
you're good.
the funny one would probably be, because you said the haunted CC's thing, it made me think about this. Do you hear my cat? That's why I keep it like
No, I
keep
didn't actually.
okay, good, okay.
But the video
um
cut out for a second. It just went, and then you were over here looking that direction. I was like,
yeah, she's
something
just going
happened.
like wow, wow, wow. So I was like, oh
I
damn,
don't
is
know if
she
you've
okay?
heard my cat do that half the
I
time.
haven't.
Oh, okay. Nuggy,
Oh,
you're
well,
good to continue doing what you're doing, buddy.
um but
Except for stabbing me in the face. He got me real good.
so back to the funny moment. You mentioned the haunted CC's, and it made me remember that we played at this place called Planet Trog. That's a funny
Interesting.
name to begin with, right?
Yeah.
It's in God, what place is that? It's in Pennsylvania somewhere. It's like in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and we played there twice. But it's this venue that has like this like laser tag.
Yeah.
It's literally like Chuck E. Cheese, but like super rundown and dingy.
Okay.
It's like they have like an arcade, they have this laser tag thing, and they just have this stage in the corner of the laser tag course.
That's
So it's
funny.
like funny. It's like it's a cool venue. Like the sound's good. The people there are really nice, but like it's funny. Like we the first time we played there, we played the small room, which was literally just was like it was like a party room at the Chuck E. Cheese. And so, it's like it's literally just walls, like and this like thrown together stage, and then we played the big room, which was even funnier because while you're playing, you're just like, this is a laser tag field. Like you can tell
Yeah.
this is a laser tag field, and we like sold merch in the laser tag thing.
That's
It
awesome.
was it was awesome. It was funny. Like the arcade. Like I'm a sucker for an arcade game. Like
Oh yeah.
and especially a claw machine. One of my like naturally born good at things
His
is
claw
like
machines?
is claw machines just for no reason.
Respect. Respect,
Yeah,
man.
like we were at a Denny's and I said that to victims and they're like, and I just went and I won like a pancake thing and I like brought it back to the table.
That's what's up. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
And of course they'd be like, "Whoa, hey," because dude, you show that talent off to anybody, and people are like, "Whoa."
They're like, whoa, let me see it again. Let me see it again.
Exactly. So like, here's $1. Go win me something.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too is like I can also tell if like something is like gonna work or not. I'm like, that's not gonna work. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna try it. And they're like, oh, you're just bad at it. I was like, no, next one. And then like, and I'll like go to it
Yeah.
and then it'll be like right. Like I have the tell for it too.
Hey, I respect that. Okay. Well, I've got just a few more questions for you in our thingy, and then we'll wrap it up here. This one is a fun one. Song from your discography should a new listener listen to first?
Mm.
If you had to pick any song, one song that encapsulates you that a new listener should listen to.
Especially because of like the new sound that we're going towards, I would say artificial web. Um, that was like the beginning of like what we thought was like fitting for everyone to listen to with like our new direction and sound. So I think that one would be a pretty good one for people to start off with because it's bouncy. It's got a killer chorus. It's got heavy elements to it. It's bouncy. Like it's got everything that we can offer and more in a song. So I think people will be let down after listening to other songs, but that's the first. That's like the first one that comes.
Okay. I like that choice. Um, what do you hope people feel when they hear your music live?
Um, I feel like I've talked about this a little bit throughout the interview, but
Of
like
course.
I think people always should take away something when they like go to a show in general, but especially with like our set in general, like we kind of almost want to put you in a trance that you are like forced to watch us almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like I feel like all of our songs are like interesting. They have interesting parts. Like obviously I'm biased, but like especially live, like we try to be as like as tight, as like heavy, as like as cool as possible because we know what it's like to watch a band that doesn't have it. You know, like we used to be the band that doesn't have it live and
Yeah.
we don't want to be that band. So we always like pride ourselves with being energetic and just like um enticing and just kind of like something that'll like really like pull you in. And I feel like a lot of people describe that to us, so we kind of succeed on that front. We
Yeah.
just pride ourselves in general of being like wow.
Yeah.
Like we like people when they walk away, we want them to feel like they just like got hit by a truck. Like,
Yeah.
and then they're just like hit with that emotion of like, damn, what's happening? And then they're like, wow, and they almost hit this like euphoric point of like this is it, like this is art, like this is it, like
Yeah. Dude, I love it. Well, of course, it's that time. We gotta We got to talk about plugs and shout outs. Plug the band, plug yourself, shout out people, tell people what they can expect coming up. Let me hear it.
Cool.
Let me hear it all.
Um, my name's Dylan. I'm in a band called Weeping Wound. We
There we
have a lot. Yeah, right. This has been Cat this whole time.
go.
I'm unofficially in the band. Remember we
Yeah,
talked about it?
remember that? You're not in
Yeah, I
the
guess I
band.
guess I'm in
You're
the
an
band.
unofficial member.
But yeah, I'm in a band called Weeping Wound. You can find us everywhere you stream music, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
What about
Um,
Roblox?
I don't think you can't. Like, um, we have a brand new song, Digital Cell, coming out February 10th. Another song coming out spring break, and a brand new album this year. We just announced a tour. As of right now, it's just us on the tour, but there will be support. We promise, and it's really cool. Um, uh, a little bit about myself. I do graphic design work. I work for bands doing merchandise, and I also um, make merchandise. So
You
if
make
you
cool
guys
shit.
need, if you guys, well, not like print it, but I do the
No, I know.
designs. So
You make
yeah,
great designs, is what I was saying
thank you. Thank
before.
you. Yeah. I've done it for a bunch of cool bands. So if you also want to be a cool band, hit me up at Dylan Torre Designs. Um,
Do it.
a quick shout out to Bill Pogan at Pog. I've never asked him how to say it. Pogue Audio.
Yeah.
He's helped shape a lot of the sound with my singing voice for this new music. So just give him his flowers. And then shout out to Lance Prince. He makes us sound crazy. He is the guy that's been mixing our new stuff, and our mixes sound blown out in the best way possible.
Of course.
Shout out to just Brody Taylor Smith. He is a drummer for a band called Invent Animate. Probably not as of right now in this recording, but a little bit later he will be doing some of the drums on our album. So thank you, future Brody. Shout outs to Elijah Witt from Cane Hill for believing in us as a band, which I think is awesome. You can't praise him enough. And just shout out to everybody that's been sticking out with us, through it and everything. It's been probably a tough couple of years for the band, but literally just last year, our fans alone have proven that we can do this, which is awesome. I would wrap that up, but I'm also gonna shout out Dynamic Talent for taking us on this year, and Arson Theory as well. Mike Crespo and Dylan Jones, they're part of the team that's hopefully growing a lot more this year. So shout out to them.
Shout outs all around. Well, we have one last question to end the episode off with. It's always my favorite. I'm going to have you pick from your discography the outro song for the episode.
When's this coming out?
It'll be after the new single comes out.
So just put that one out.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I'll put that one on it. I can send you it at some point, I'm sure. So
yeah. Okay, cool. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. It was great chatting with you. And to all the viewers, we'll see you on the next one. Do all the things. This has been the Mullins Over Music Podcast, episode 62, with your host, producer, and editor, me, Austin Mullins, and Nugget. Special thanks to guest Dylan Torre of Weeping Wound. The closing track is Digital Cell by Weeping Wound. Check out Dylan at the official Patrick Dowling, and Weeping Wound at Weeping Wound Florida on all socials. Come listen to the new single Digital Cell, as well as the new record when it releases wherever you listen to music. For amazing graphic design, message Dylan at Dylan Torre Design, or email at the email in the bio there. Thanks to Dylan for coming on the podcast, having an awesome chat, and being a cool dude. And of course, special thanks to viewers like you. Thank you. Until next time. Say bye, Nuggie.